Hey everyone, we're going to write an equation for each parabola given the graph. Here's the graph they're giving. We know that this opens to the right, so it has the form of y minus k squared equals sum c times x minus h squared. Now my vertex is right here, 0, 1, so we have y minus 1 squared equals c and x minus 0 squared. So that's going to be y minus 1 squared equals c. Well, this is not supposed to be squared, sorry. Alright, cx. Now, I'm going to plug in an x, this x here, 1, for my x. So we're going to get in my y to find my c. So my y is 2, because they're giving you this point here. So plug in 2, so we have 2 minus 1 squared equals c times 1. So we get 1 equals c. So when I write it out, I'm going to plug it back into this equation, and I get y minus 1 squared equals, since my c is 1, I get equals x. Okay, the next one's going to go a little faster. I have this equation, we know it opens down, so in this case we know that it has the form x minus h squared equals c times y minus k. So that's going to be my vertexes here. So it's going to be x minus 1 squared equals c times y minus 2. Now I'm going to plug in this point to find my c. So that's going to be my x is 2 and my y is 1. So we get 1 equals negative c, so c equals negative 1. Then I'm going to plug this back in to this equation. So you're going to get x minus 1 squared equals negative 1, and I'm not going to put the 1, I'm just going to put y minus 2, and that's your answer. Okay, the next one, we'll do the same thing. This opens to the left. So I'm going to do k, it has the form of x equals y squared. Actually has the form of x equals negative y squared, but they like to write it like this. So that means opens left. So we're going to write y minus 1, that's your k, equals c times x minus 2. So that's from your vertex here. I just plugged it in. Now to solve for c, we have to plug in this point, this other point they gave you. So it's going to be y minus 0 squared equals c times my x is 1 minus 2 squared. So that's going to be y squared equals negative, oops, sorry. Forgot to plug it in. So we get, my y is 0, so we get 0 minus 1 squared equals c, and my x is 1 minus 2. So negative 1 squared is just 1 equals negative c. So c is negative 1. And I plug that back into for my c here. And so my equation is going to be y minus 1 squared equals negative 1 times x minus 2. Alright, the next one, we have this graph. So it opens up, and that's going to be x minus 0 squared equals c times y minus, oh, this is negative 1. Alright, and that's going to leave us with x squared equals c times y plus 1. Now we're going to plug in this point here. So I'm going to get 2 squared equals c times, my y is 0, 0 minus 1. Whoops, I'm on the wrong one. No, I'll just put 0. So I'm plugging in this point. 0 minus 1. Oh, plus 1. So I get c equals 4. So my equation is going to be x squared equals, and I'm plugging it back into here, 4 times y plus 1. Okay, the next one, I have this one. And so we're going to have our equation as x minus 0 squared. This opens up. So is that this form here, c times y minus 1. I just plugged in these 2 points for my HK, because that's your vertex right here. Now I'm going to plug in this numbers for my x and y. So I get 2 minus 0 squared equals c times 2 minus 1. So I get 4 equals c, and just plug that back in here, and you get x squared, just going to be x squared equals 4 times y minus 1. Because x minus 0 squared, this right here is just x squared. Okay? And that makes sense. You see the 4 here. The length of the lattice rectum here is 4. Alright? This one, same thing, this opens up. So it has the form of x minus 1 squared equals c times y minus a negative 1, which equals x minus 1 squared equals c times y plus 1. Now I'm going to plug in this point right here to my x and y. So I'm going to get, this is your x, you're going to have 0 minus 1 squared equals c times 1 plus 1. So we get 1, because negative 1 squared is just 1, equals 2c. So c equals 1/2. And we're just going to plug this back in to our original equation. So you get x minus 1 squared equals 1/2 times y plus 1. And this one opens to the right, so it's going to have the form where you start with y. So y minus 0 squared equals c times x minus negative 2. And that is, I plugged in this. Alright, so this is going to be y, I'm just going to put y squared equals c times x plus 2. That's your general form. And now we're going to plug in this extra point here to find out what my c is. So my y is 1 squared equals c times 0 plus 2. So we get 1 equals 2c, so c is 1/2. And we're going to just plug that back into there, so you get y squared equals 1/2 times x plus 2. Alright, the last one, it opens to the left, so this one's going to be, let's write the form y minus 0, because your vertex part here is 0, equals c times x minus 1, which means that's going to be y squared equals c times x minus 1. Now I'm going to plug in this point for my x and y. So I get 1 squared equals c, and my x is 0. So you get 1 equals negative c, or c equals negative 1. And then just plug it back into there, and you get y squared equals negative 1 times x minus 1. Okay? And that's all. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.